One of the questions that came in is like, how do I help others? Like, I'm okay right now, like my life's all right, but I have a family member or a friend or a coworker. Like, how do we walk with people through grief and loss?
I think it's such an important question, and I would say the first thing is this, like the very first thing is this. Resist the urge to balance the scales of someone else's grief. Resist the urge to fix it. Resist the urge to try to make it okay for them and try to justify what's happening. Because that can come across as very unempathetic, condescending. I think we probably mean well when we do that, but ultimately it's probably about us and our own fear of grief, right? I didn't think people actually did this. Like, I thought we knew better than this, but when my dad died recently, people actually, loving people, actually said to my mom, well, God must have needed him. Or God needed another angel. And my mom, who is like a feisty, fiery woman of faith, would be like, well, that's bad theology. God doesn't need anyone. And also, I needed him, so don't say that to me right now. You know what I mean? And so I think, again, everyone means well. But it's so important if you're walking with someone who's grieving not to try to balance the scales of their grief, to try to explain to them what God is doing.
Is that the image of balance the scales of their grief, like grief and hope, and try to tip them into hope? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like you're trying to like make it okay for them, right? Oh, God must have done this because of this. That's the Holy Spirit's work. You don't need to do that. And then I would say the other thing is, and you know this, the ministry of presence. Show up, bring meals, say you're sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know why this happened, but I'm praying for you. Send a text on the anniversary of the event that happened, like put it in your calendar and remember to reach out to them. And you have to let people grieve as long as they need to, however they need to. Everyone's grief journey is different, and that's okay. Like, grief does its own work. It's kind of a wild thing. But you have to let people be where they are. Yeah. It's so, so, so important. That's a way of loving them. And then I would say this. For some of you, you actually need to practice the ministry of absence, because your instinct is going to want to like show up at the door and knock and be there and hang out and never leave. And again, that's really, really sweet. But sometimes grieving people need to be left alone. And so there is kind of a dance, listening to the Holy Spirit, letting the griever or the hurting person tell you what they need. Sometimes it's leaning in, sometimes it's pulling back so they can have the space that they need, and that's okay if they need space. I would say this too, if you're hurting. Like, the beautiful thing about a community of Christian people is that we can carry each other. You talked about this earlier. We carry each other, and we can borrow faith from one another. Yeah. So if I'm in a dark night of the soul season and I'm like, I don't have faith right now. I cannot raise my hands and say Christ alone cornerstone, but I can look to my brothers and sisters doing that, and I can borrow their faith. Yes. And so you can give that to one another and borrow from each other in seasons of difficulty too.